What's going on, guys? This is my second time recording this. I realized the first time I recorded it, there was no audio, and I think audio is like super crucial if you really want to listen and learn. So yes, this brings me to again 5.2, the Mexican-American War. We're going to be exploring a lot that happened during this time. Sorry, I'm just a little annoyed that I'm having to do this again. But yeah, a key conflict that helped define the borders and future for both Mexico and the United States. This war took place in the antebellum era before the Civil War. So keep that in mind. And this pretty much took place between 1846 to 1848. So without further ado, I'm going to continue to move on because I'm sorry. Yeah, this is my second time recording it. I'm going to try to keep it under 12 minutes again. So yeah, let's continue. And for this one, the antebellum era, right? You guys kind of see a timeline. We've already gone over the nullification crisis, which was from Unit 4, and Monday's lecture, which is Manifest Destiny. So today we're going to be talking about a little bit more of the annexation of Texas and how it led to the Mexican-American War. We went over the annexation of Texas during also the lecture from Monday, which was Manifest Destiny. But yes, we're going to go over it a little bit again and more of the Mexican American War. And we also mentioned on Monday, right? We mentioned that the California Gold Rush and the trails behind that. And Wednesday's lecture will be over the Compromise of 1850. So just a little bit, a little scope of what we're going to be going over. So yeah, let's continue. And as we're going to today's lesson, we always have an essential question. So the questions being asked. So what effect did the concept of manifest destiny on the Mexican American War? It's a little tongue twister. I don't know what happened there. But yes, and then what the second one was what was the outcome of the Mexican American War? So you're pretty much going to learn about this all right now. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it on 12 minutes. I won't really go sidetrack or anything. But yeah, let's continue. So now let's talk about the Mexican-American War. So yes, the annexation of Texas, which took place in, like we said, 1845. This pretty much angered Mexico, right? They got pissed off. But at the same time, we also had the 11th U.S. president. So we talked about the 10th U.S. president, which was Taylor, and talked about the 9th U.S. president, which died 32 years after his presidency, and that was President Harrison. But yes, President James Polk wanted to expand the U.S. to the Pacific Ocean. That was pretty much what Manifest Destiny was, right? Just expanding west. But together, these factors set the stage for the war, right? Which was pretty much the annexation of Texas. And we talked about that on Monday. So, yes, pretty much a little scope. All this little big paragraph, right, is pretty much for your notes to kind of help you with today's assignment. So, yeah, without further ado, I'm going to continue. So don't mind this. This is going to be two slides, right? So the causes of the Mexican-American War, but I'm going to primarily talk about in this one and then leave the other one for pretty much your notes. So yes, Polk sent a diplomat, right? So John Slidell to go to Mexico and buy California and other Western lands, but Mexico had refused to meet with them. They weren't vibing with them, right? They didn't want to give up their land. So then Polk entered General Zachary Taylor, right? To lead the U.S. troops to the Rio Grande, right, along the Rio Grande, which is a river. So when Mexican forces crossed the Rio Grande and attacked, well, then Polk was like declared, American blood had been shed on American soil, which led Congress to approve the war. They're like, go ahead and fight. Um, there's blood on American soil. Yeah, go ahead. Right. So though many of the northern wings opposed of this war, right, it was kind of hectic. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to move on. And this is the slide I was talking about. The pretty much the same thing what I went over on the last slide, but this is more primarily for your notes, so you guys can have it and help you with the day's assignment. So yes, the intimate causes of the war, right? So like I just said, this clash in the Rio Grande was the final spark. The Congress had approved Polk's war message, and officially fighting had begun, right? So despite of the significant opposition from the politicians who believed the U.S. was provoking Mexico, But yeah, they just went on and said, you know what, go ahead and go fight. So yeah, that was just a little, I guess, in the part two of the last slide. Let's go ahead and continue. So to take it back a couple years, right? So this is the map in 1821. So when Mexico wins independence from Spain in the year 1821, this is basically their claimed territory that's on the screen. You guys can see all in yellow is basically Mexican territory, and the key is not really that accurate because it looks like, on my end at least, it looks like gray, gray, gray. So yes, you can kind of see the United States at the time, the 1820, right? You guys can see the 13 colonies. You guys can see Missouri and Louisiana from the Louisiana Purchase in 1803. And you guys can also see the unorganized territory, right? So basically in yellow, Mexican territory. Just keep that in mind. And I think there's going to be another map coming up. So yeah. So yes, I was correct. So this is the map of 1840, right? So basically after Texas wins its independence from Mexico in 1836, the land between the Nueces River, which is basically English for it's walnuts, right? Nueces River and the Rio Grande River, right? So the North presented present day North Carolina, no, Colorado. I'm sorry, I don't even know where I read North Carolina. But yes, present day Colorado was claimed by both countries, right? So Texas was unable to push Mexico off their land because they were too poor to form an army that could take on the Mexican forces. So you guys can see the Republic of Texas was on its own. And you can see right next to it was claimed by Texas, but was controlled by Mexico just because, like I just stated, it was too poor to form an army to kind of fight against Mexico. So yes, keep that in mind. And yeah, let's continue to move on. And so now let's continue with consequences of the war. So the war had ended with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo in 1848. I'll go ahead and list three things, right, that the treaty had major effects on. So number one was Mexico recognized the Rio Grande as a Texas border. Okay, number two, Mexico ceded lands, including North Carolina, Nevada, to the U.S. And number three, the U.S. paid Mexico 15 million while the treaty was fulfilling the Manifest Destiny, right? It sparked debates about slavery in the new territory, setting the stage for the Civil War. So yes, like I said, this is a pretty much a big chunk just for the guide notes to kind of help you with the day's assignment. But well, yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna continue to move on. We're doing good. We're actually under 12 minutes, like by a lot. We're about to hit 8. Goal is being reached. So yes, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, right? This is in 1848, and you guys can go ahead and see the map. So you guys can obviously see unorganized territory, Minnesota territory, Oregon territory, and yes, you can obviously see Texas, which is pretty much just going up to like near Colorado. But yes, the Treaty of Guadalupe. So like I just stated, right, Mexico had recognized the Rio Grande to be the southern border boundary of Texas at the time, and the United States took possession from former Mexico province of California and New Mexico, right? And like I stated, again, I sound like a broken record, but the U.S. had paid Mexico 15 million and assumed any responsibility for any claims of American citizens against Mexico. So yeah, it's a little bit of just a little, I guess, review summary for back-to-back slides. But let me go ahead and continue. We got a couple more slides left and we're good. All right, let it pop up. There you go, review. So basically, as questions asking, why was Texas both part of Mexico and a republic important to the United States? Well, I'll just give the answer because I don't want you guys to go on your own. I'm here to help you. So yes, Texas was important to you in the United States, right? Because it aligned with the Manifest Destiny. It offered fertile land for agriculture and provided a location near the Gulf of Mexico, right? So as a republic, it was seen to expand U.S. territory and strain the pro-slavery and prevent foreign influences, right? So in its annexation in the year 1845, helped spark the Mexican-American War. So yes, it was both important to the United States in that regard. But yeah, let's continue to move on. We're almost done. This is my second time recording it, so I'm tired. And right now it's about 8:20, 9:20. So let's continue to move on. And so that pretty much just reaches us to the last slide, which is a highlights of the Mexican-American War. I won't go into depth because this isn't in your notes, and I'll be projecting it while you guys are doing your assignment to kind of help you with any questions you have or put on your assignment as well. But yeah, that pretty much reaches the last of the slide. I think I messed up. I forgot to delete a slide, so I'm gonna go ahead and just move on so it doesn't mess up the video, and I'll just kind of conclude it there. So yes, we reached the last slide. Let it kind of just pop up and do this little fancy thing that it does. But we're not going to be doing this. We have a different assignment for this. So closing writing out of Polk. I don't have this in writing, so I will not give it to you guys. Tomorrow is probably primarily going to be a lot of writing on your end. Just answering questions and about Manifest Destiny and then the war, and I believe like a little two short answer questions. So you don't have to worry about this. So I just want to conclude it there. It is 11 minutes, so I did a pretty good job to maintaining the time that I wanted. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. I hope you guys had a good Monday, and I hope you guys have a good Tuesday, and I hope tomorrow is a good Tuesday for me as well. But yeah, without further ado, thank you guys for watching. If you're watching, catching up, or just kind of doing your studying, this will definitely help you. Make sure to do the discussions on Teams. I'm gonna go ahead and remind you guys tomorrow. So if you guys finish your work tomorrow, I'll allow you guys to get your laptops and do the discussions on Teams. Sorry, I'm tired, but yes, thank you guys. I'll see you later.